We have one more presentation before the coffee break. I think, Nina, there was a replacement in the person who is going to deliver the report. Hello. I will talk about the use of ENVI 5.0 and ArcGIS 10.1 for remote sensing data analysis and processing. One of the domains we're working in is delivery of software. But apart from delivery, we also use ArcGIS in our own in-house projects in creating geo portals, in implementing various solutions driven by remote sensing data. So I'd like to use this chance to tell you about new products that became available this year and cite a few examples of projects executed using this software. Let's start off with ENVI. ENVI is a product known to most of the people here. Its main purpose is to process space imagery. It can do transformation, georeferencing, thematic analysis, classification. The developer of ENVI software is XLSVis, US-based company, and on the market, ENVI is known as a powerful tool for thematic data processing. As for the product line associated with ENVI, it's quite wide-ranging. It includes modules for radar data, and apart from desktop apps, there are server solutions. ENVI for ArcGIS server. Our company is an exclusive distributor for ENVI in Russia and CIS. These are selected users of ENVI around the world. You can see these customers are engaged in petrochemical sector, in agriculture, you name it. As for ArcGIS lineup, it is indeed a very powerful system, and the Russian users are familiar with ArcGIS for desktop primarily, but in fact there are server-based solutions, mobile apps, online services. By combining various products, you can create a strong corporate system with various access levels. Another also a list of users of ArcGIS in Russia. If there is an applied task you need to perform, the workflow for processing looks approximately like this slide shows. Space images go through radiometric correction, photogrammetric processing, thematic, and down the line we obtain some vector data that can be uploaded in GIS system and used for mapping, for spatial analysis, or situation simulation. Typically, a user requires two separate software products, maybe more than two. One oriented towards space imagery, and the other working with radar data. We recommend using ENVI and ArcGIS. I'll try to explain why this bundle works best of all. If you ask your user to formulate software requirements that must be included to handle this workflow, he will mention some functional requirements like ortho transformation, mosaic creation, and There will be some compatibility requirements, I'm sure. So when processing remote sensing data, we use vector data from GIS systems as some interim or preliminary assistance. So it is important to make sure that there is highest level of compatibility between software we use. That would rule out any need for conversion. ArcGIS products have a wide range of functions. In case of ArcGIS, it's unparalleled, unmatched by anybody on the GIS product market. And there is a high level of compatibility between these two. As far as compatibility is concerned, there is a reason for that. Back in 2005, Axelis and S3 announced plans for strategic partnership to produce integrated solutions to handle remote sensing data. It's not a common software product that they meant. This will still be two separate product lines, but the developers seek to obtain highest compatibility possible between these two products. This is what they've done so far. ENVI has gone through considerable changes. It is now possible to work with shape files, so you can save ENVI results in shape files. And ArcGIS geodatabase is a very specific format. It provides better control of data. You can control for topology, for attributes, and only a selected few programs can read this data. There are other options implemented in the software. You can print maps using templates created in ArcGIS, or you can synchronize formats. In ArcGIS, it is now available a panel of instruments, a toolkit containing 20 tools. With their help, you can launch some functions to process image, so you don't have to switch programs. All these functions are available from ENVI and ArcGIS. As far as new versions are concerned, updates, the latest is ENVI 5.2. The latest changes is the appearance of a new interface here on the slide. ArcGIS users must be clear that this interface from ENVI resembles very much the interface from ArcGIS. On the left you can see available a list of tools. In the middle you have windows. There are zoom functions, disconnecting layers, turning layers off, turning layers off. You can split your workspace into 4 or other number of windows, and in each window you can handle your separate set of settings. Other than that, when it comes to parameters, there isn't much of a change here. ArcGIS 10.1 appeared in June 2012. Here we can talk about dramatic improvements. It's now called ArcGIS 4 desktop. It now has new tools of administration for geodatabases, new instruments for data editing, version control, tracking. In fact, this is a very long list, and this slide shows just a few of those improvements. As for the server solutions, here changes are even more dramatic. There is 64-bit support available, which partially enhanced overall productivity. You can now print in PDF format. Again, this is not a full list. And the changes also pertained to the development tools. There is now a new SDK kit that helps develop apps for iOS, Android, and Windows Phone. Plus, there is a new product, ArcGIS Runtime, to create a launch on users' computer standalone GIS applications. Also, I wanted to note that it has been localized in the Russian language. So in terms of technical support, ArcGIS is commendable. I mean, ESRI, all the credit goes to ESRI for that. And as a final touch to my presentation, I'd like to give you two case studies to demonstrate my description. The first project was explained by Milana before lunch. The customer was the Ministry of Agriculture of Russia. I will not repeat what she said. I'll focus simply on the software. So the project was about creating a remote agricultural land monitoring. The idea was to calculate an DVI index, calculate and detect changes. All of these tasks are addressed by ENVI in the automatic mode. Besides, the subsystem of electronic atlas of agricultural land was also implemented. Here we were able to put into use ArcGIS products of all level. I mean mobile applications, desktop and server. Using ArcPad, data collection takes place in the field. ArcGIS for desktop may clarify the boundaries of fields. Then this data is collected in a centralized fashion and sent for verification to the operator. The operator uses ArcGIS desktop and a special module developed by our experts, verifies quality, checks for attributive information. There are no gaps between fields, no crossovers, and if any errors are detected, the operator decides how to rectify them. Once the data has been verified, it's published on the portal using ArcGIS for server application. And all the rest, I mean access, request handling, is all done with ArcGIS for server. Another project worthy of mention is for Corporation Kazakh Mys. Unlike the previous project, this one relied on radar data. Actually, radar data is picking up. I must say, we are getting more and more requests, at least this year. As for Kazakh Mys Corporation, I assume this is one of the largest operators on the market of ore production and processing. So they wanted us to check the ore reserves. We used a 30 pass radar survey over the iron ore reserves. Then we made interferometric processing and provided the deviation maps to the customer. Using stereo pairs of images, we generated the relevant digital terrain model. And also we provided the customer with ENVI ArcGIS, and we also delivered training to work with the software. This is the shift map, and the map showing where there are no shifts. So the red color indicates the highest level of subsidence on the surface. Another picture, the same color coding is used, but a different method for calculating subsidence was used. We can see hotspots, I mean areas where there is heavy production. They correspond to the biggest shifts in Earth's surface. And the digital terrain model generated on the basis of stereo pair from radar images. Thank you for your attention. That's all I have. Do you have any questions? Okay, let's thank the speaker for a very informative presentation.